The next and possibly most important thing from the dispatch board is the job queues area. I can't underscore enough how important this is. I've dealt with customers who've been using ServiceM8 for just a matter of months or even a matter of years and have never used the queues. The reason why it's so important is this is what really organizes your jobs. If you can imagine, after using ServiceM8 for even a few months, you could have dozens or even hundreds of jobs in your jobs list. So imagine trying to filter through those jobs and identifying which jobs you've quoted, need a quote, you need to order parts for or have ordered parts for, who you sent an invoice to, and who hasn't paid yet. So what the job queues allow you to do is really organize I usually look at it from a linear fashion, start to finish, the life of a job. Now at the moment we have some standard ones here within ServiceM8, and some of those may be important to you, some of them may not be, but we can customize those from the settings menu. We'll be covering that in a later video. And all we need to do to put a job in a queue is to grab it from our jobs list. Oops, there we go. And simply drop it on the queue in question. So let's say this job the parts are on order. I drop it there. What it's going to bring up is letting us know that it's going into the parts on order queue, just in case we missed where we were placing it, what the job is, and when it is set to expire. Now, why this is so important is all jobs in a job queue will expire from the job queue. So if I were to put this job in, it's automatically from the preset for this queue expires a week out. So a week from today is what it automatically sets to, and I can change that to any day I choose. But a week sounds fine. So hopefully by this time next week, that part has come in. But let's say it didn't. I don't want to forget about it, which could very easily happen for some companies who deal with dozens of jobs in a week or let alone a day. It's pretty hard to stay on top of them. This automatically builds that list, and if a week goes by and the job still hasn't been taken out of this queue, indicating that the part is in fact in, it's going to automatically kick itself out of the parts on order queue. Where it goes, let me just go ahead and send it there. Where it will go is into the unscheduled jobs list. This queue we'll cover in a later video, but this queue really becomes my action list. And I want to keep this list as empty as possible. And how ServiceM8 helps me do that, so when this job kicks itself out in about a week, I'll go ahead and remove it from the queue, it's going to end up being in my unscheduled jobs list. So that way I know I need to reach out, in this case to my vendor, and find out where my part is at so I can get this job moving. So I hope this just illustrates how critical job queues can be, and in a later video we'll review how a job moves in and out of these queues during the life of the job.